What is Islam's concept of life and death? I looked closely at the hotel where I was staying. I was on one of my trips, and this question came to mind. How many people have stayed in my room before I did? And how many will take my place after I leave? How fragile my connection to this room is. I felt that this room, indeed the entire hotel, was like this world. We appear suddenly and then vanish. Many people have stayed here and then departed. They saw each other as guests sometimes see themselves in a hotel lobby, each preoccupied with their own affairs, living in their own world, connected to others only by a fleeting glance and a passing smile. This is how the people of each generation met their peers, and then, they were gone. I remembered the verse in which God described this life, and on the day He gathers them, it will be as if they had not remained in the world, except an hour of the day, yet they will recognize one another. And I felt that this world receives more of our attention than it deserves. Is this the reality of this world? I hesitated for a moment before answering, then said, in any case, we have no immortality here. We will all depart one day, but we prefer to forget that day. I am not recording this thought to belittle the world. Its allure should be disregarded when it tries to engulf us, when we lose a loved one and are nearly destroyed, or when we gain something precious and almost meet the fate of the silkworm that suffocates within the silk it spins. The number of those deceived in this world is countless. Their struggle to acquire its spoils is terrifying, and their conflict is bloody and relentless, as they gamble with its pleasures without awareness. And beneath the feet of this vile arena lie severed family ties, violated sanctities, lost virtues, forgotten friendships, trampled down the vulnerable, and many other heartbreaking things. How insignificant this world becomes when it is acquired at such a price, and how fitting this wise description applies to it, and present to them the example of the life of this world. It is like rain which we send down from the sky, and the vegetation of the earth mingles with it, and then it becomes dry remnants scattered by the winds. And God is ever, over all things, perfect in ability. But this worldly life has another aspect that must be explored and studied. We exist in it and spend a period of time in it, the beginning and end of which we do not know. And He who created us has informed us that we will not be left without purpose, and that He did not create us in vain. We are facing a serious task and a grave test. Our relationship with things and people is governed by precise laws. We were created to endure, not to perish. Today is the sowing, and tomorrow is the harvest. The prepared space and the appointed time are the arena of a tremendous race whose results are about to be declared. Blessed is he in whose hand is dominion, and he is over all things competent. He who created death and life to test you, as to which of you is best indeed. If this world is a bridge to what lies beyond, then it is foolish to try to live forever in it, or to confine one's concerns solely to its desires. What one takes with them for the anticipated tomorrow is truth. He who lives enslaved by his stomach is a beast, and his worth is measured by what comes out of it. He who is enslaved by the madness of money and status, and who disrupts everything to prove himself, is a lost soul. Abu al-Tayyib al-Mutanabi believed that greatness lay in the glory of power and the attainment of rule. He left behind in this world a resounding echo, as if it were passing through a person's ears like a tenth of a fingertip. He saw himself as a pinnacle that should be crowned with splendor and magnificence, something no one else could achieve. Wasn't he the one who said, "All that God created and all that He did not create is insignificant in my ambition like a hair on my head"? Compare the arrogance of this deluded man with the words of Ibn Ata Allah al-Iskandari in his wisdom. He who praises you is only praising the gifts God has bestowed upon you. The credit belongs to the one who granted you these gifts, not to the one who praises you. Likewise, the believer submits to God, recognizes His blessings, acknowledges his servitude to Him, and prepares himself for His return to Him. Most people share Abu al-Tayyib's impetuosity, and their aimless wandering in life stems from it. How much people need to understand God's words, and whatever blessing you have is from God. Then when harm touches you, it is to Him that you cry for help. Then when He removes the harm from you, a group of you associate others with their Lord, so that they may be ungrateful for what we have given them. So enjoy yourselves, for you will soon know. The true life in Islam is to consider the world as belonging to you, not the other way around. God did not create humankind to suffer hunger, nakedness, humiliation, and disgrace. Rather, humankind has protected rights, not only in necessities but also in comfort and adornment. But this is conditional upon recognizing and thanking the giver of blessings. However, most people are so preoccupied with consuming what they desire that they forget the one who sent it, like an animal following a herder of clover or beans. Once the herder's food runs out, the animal abandons him. The bond that held him is broken. Why are some people like these animals? Why do we forget the one who feeds and clothes us, remembering him only when we are in need? God caused gardens to grow for our enjoyment, and he gave us livestock to graze in the fields, saying to us, "You have beauty in them when you bring him home and when you take him out to pasture." He adorned the sky with shining stars, saying, "And we have placed constellations in the sky and beautified them for the observers." He rejected the paths of those who prefer a life of hardship on a land overflowing with blessings and bounty, saying, "Who has forbidden the adornment of God which he has brought forth for his servants and the good things of provision?" It is only logical, after such abundant provision, that we benefit from this supreme bounty and appreciate its giver as he deserves. The true life, in the view of Islam, is to know your Lord through his vast horizons. Just as a skilled engineer leaves his mark on the intricate machine he creates, the Lord of the worlds, to whom belongs the highest example, has manifested his sublime attributes in the creation of this wondrous universe. Our lives on earth are a unique opportunity to know God and establish a true relationship with him, blessed be his name. I am not being philosophical when I express my awe at God's greatness, nor am I exaggerating. I simply fill my lungs with air and say, "Glory be to him who enveloped our planet with this atmosphere in which countless thousands of people, animals, and birds breathe." This air, whether it blows as a storm or a gentle breeze, is a marvel of creation. And this water that envelops our Earth, scientists say it makes up 80% of the surface of this planet orbiting its mother, the Sun. Despite its relentless motion, not a single drop has fallen into space. It should have spilled out in every direction. Who holds it in its seas and rivers? Who draws it down to keep it at bay? It is God. The vast kingdom, of which we inhabit only a small part, points to its Lord and glorifies him. We, the children of this earthly life, must respond to these truths so that when we depart for the hereafter, we may be worthy of a noble abode. But if we live only to eat and play, our fate is bleak. We have been alerted to this stark reality. This is a reminder, so whoever wills may take a path to his Lord. That is the day of truth. So whoever wills may take a path to his Lord. It is incumbent upon the believers to be empowered in this world and to be able to do so through broad knowledge and strong action, for God did not create his servants to live on the margins of life, nor to have its reins in their hands. He is the one who said, "And we have certainly established you upon the earth and made for you therein means of livelihood." Little are you grateful. This empowerment yields two fruits. First, the proper use of the land and the exploitation of its resources for the well-being and enjoyment of humankind for a time. Second, harnessing the forces within the earth to uphold truth and establish a sound system to ensure that affairs proceed according to God's law. This is what the noble verse advises. "And we sent down iron, in which is great might and benefits for mankind, and so that God may make evident those who support him and his messengers unseen. Those ignorant of life are not righteous." How can one be righteous if they have not read of God's greatness in the pages of his creation? How can one be righteous if God has granted them dominion over the earth and said to them and others like them, "It is he who created for you all that is on the earth"? Yet they live as insignificant rulers of the earth, while it rules them instead of them ruling it. How can one be righteous if they allow atheism to surpass them in every field and defeat them in every conflict?